back in the Slurry this morning. We're trying to get this finished now before the beast from the east arrives, as they're calling it, this weather front. I've done a couple of loads this morning. It's not that big of a field. This is only a 4 acre, well, it's about 4.5 acres in it. It's fairly long and narrow, so it's, apart from the hill, it's relatively easy to slurry. And a load of slurry more or less takes you the entire length of the field, isn't too bad. It actually does just slightly more than the entire length of the field. There's 3 fields here together. This is the smallest of the 3. Probably about 14 or 15 acres in the other 2 fields. So that leaves us with 20 acres in this part here to then slurry in. And then there's 2 other fields then as well that goes along with this, which takes us well above 30. So close to, I think it's 34, 35 acres in it all. Excuse me. So this is a hill ahead. I don't know if the camera is going to do it justice or not. It is quite steep. The worst of it is done driving over the side of the hill. But it's quite a steep part here now, just as you climb up the hill. So hopefully there's enough slurry out of the tanker that we're not going to mark it as we begin to climb. It is noticeably colder this morning than yesterday. We had some cattle going this morning, and it was we were up at 6 o'clock just to have them ready for the lorry. They were going at 6:30, and at that time it was -2 and extremely windy. Very, very, very cold. Yeah, it was just nine of the Frisian cattle. They were about to go over 8, so we were getting rid of those just before that happened. tracks here that we've made. These tracks are always here. We've been making those tracks for 20 years in this land. It's really the only place where we can get up over the hill to get out for slurrying, so we're just keeping the one set of tracks all the time. Through that ditch. Oh, we'll be out onto the road. There's quite a drop there onto the road. Small amount left in the tanker. We're just going to turn around and I'll empty it then as I drive back up this hill. Gaps that we have for coming in and out on, because it's completely blind. You have to stick the wheel of the tractor out, and there's a fella coming and he's waving me on. Yeah, you have to stick the wheel of the tractor out before you can see. So we're just finished slurrying these 3 fields now. We've got every inch of them all covered. Quite a good coat of slurry on them as well, as you can see. All hills and all corners have been all done, so very happy with that. Very little damage done to the ground as well. We've got it done without marking or tracking the land, so which is always a bonus. Yeah, so the next plan is to do a couple of fields which is a little bit closer to the yard. There's 4 fields in that, but if I got a couple of them done now before the snow comes, hopefully along with this here, we'd be hoping that the weather might turn a little bit milder then after this weather front and snow comes and disappears. So maybe early next week the weather, if it turns a little bit milder, at least we'll have the slurry on the ground and it'll help to promote a little bit of growth, and we'll maybe get some livestock out then early, and maybe 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, depends. The spring is going to be late this year the way it's all shaping up, so we'll just have to see how the weather goes on, or how it turns out. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan. So we're going to head back to the yard now, and we'll see what Ben is going to do. If Ben will feed away at the cattle, I'll probably slurry away for the next number of hours and try and get those fields done. Yeah, and we had a calf birth last night, so I'll do a little update video on that as well. So I'll put that up now at the end of this video. So this is a little update video on what's happening on the calving front today. We had one born at 3 AM this morning. It's actually down the back where I can't video at night time because the lighting's too bad. He has a little issue with his front feet, where they're, rather than sitting like they should normal, they're kind of bent back a little bit, so he's kind of on his tippy toes at the minute. We had one like that last year as well. Was it last year or the year before? We had one like that as well, and it took a couple of days for them to come back right. It could take 4 or 5 days, but initially we got some colostrum into him this morning. We had to tube him, and he has gotten up and he's drinking himself now. Drinking small amounts because he can't stand for a long time. So he gets up, he stands, he drinks for a little bit, and then he goes over and lays back down. So once he's drinking himself, that's a huge help. Then, yeah, that's the only calf I thought I had to report on. We were down for our dinner, come back up, and just finishing off a little bit of feeding, and went into the top shed, and the first thing I seen was this calf here born. To the one of our Seminole cows, and I'd say he had been born from just before dinner. We had checked, hadn't been checked in a couple of hours before we went down for dinner, and then we were down for dinner for an hour. He could have been born a couple of hours, and with where he was born right out along the edge near the feeding box, exactly where there was a very bad easterly wind coming in. And anyone who follows me on Snapchat, you'll probably have seen the video that I took at 4 o'clock with the snow and the wind, and he would have been right out of getting the brunt of some of that. So he was really, really cold when we got him. But yeah, got him down here. We got the colostrum into him. We've got little booster tubes as well, where we give them half of the tube, and just a little wee energy booster, and so hopefully that should bring him back all right. He's full there now, and he went for a sleep as soon as we got the milk into him. So we'd be hoping in the morning that he'll be up himself and drinking the cow. And as I had spotted him, I went in to get him. This little thing here then appeared. It's a little heifer calf out of our limousine, and she appeared from around the side of the cows. So there was 2 born. This one was only just born. She was only up. She's still actually wet now. She's down here probably about an hour and a half almost, and she's still wet. So, and she was cold as well. You know, it's just where they were sitting. If they were born for 10 or 15 minutes, they'd be cold, never mind a couple of hours. So yeah, it's just the evening that's in it. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are with the calves. When we were mixing the colostrum, we mixed some for this one here as well, just and tubed the 2 of them just to make sure that there was no mistakes, or give them every chance. But yeah, so we're just going to have to leave them now. They'll get a number of hours here. They're in deep straw. We've all the doors closed, so it's where I'm standing now. It's not too bad. There's no breeze, no drafts or no breezes here, so they shouldn't be long warming up. Yeah, they picked the day to calve, and then we had no space because I had planned to go around tagging the calves tomorrow, and we ended up having to double up some of our other calves. So after bedding everything today, earlier on, we've now had to double everything up, so it'll be probably mucked off now again tomorrow and need more bedding. But this is the way it is when it's in the throes of calving season. This is what you have to deal with. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of, probably half a day's work here now in the shed, in the calving shed tomorrow, tagging calves and moving calves around and trying to get everything set up that we've got more space. And I'll have to try and free up 2 or 3 pens. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are at the minute. Yeah, so that's it. I'll leave that till tomorrow because it'll be a fairly long video as it is. And hope you enjoyed the Slurry and the calf update, and we'll see you tomorrow.